Welcome and thank you for joining me today for another episode of Cooking with Janet Bari. Today we're going to bake. We're going to bake something very simple, all-time favorite, chocolate chip cookies. They're called chocolate chip cookies or chocolate chunk cookies. Chocolate chip cookies when you use chips. When you use chips you'll get a rounder cookie. When you do chunks they'll spread out because they're, you have different large chunks all over the place. Another thing I want to bring out to you, this cookie was baked at 350 degrees. I used a 2 tablespoon scooper. With this recipe, if you do 1 tablespoon at 350, they'll flatten out. So I'm recommending you use a 2 tablespoon scooper. This cookie was baked at 325 degrees, so it bakes slower, so it also spread out. The nice thing about this is it's still doughy. You could see it just started to brown at the edges. I'm going to use this cookie today to fill it with ice cream and make ice cream sandwiches. If you want a crisper cookie, just leave it in there a little longer. Which brings me to, when you're baking cookies, these cookies take 8 to 10 minutes. Those last 2 minutes, you have to watch your cookie. You'll notice around the edges start to brown. In the middle, it may still be slightly doughy, so if you touch it and it doesn't spring right back and you feel it's doughy, watch it for another minute or so. Another tip I can give you is when you go back for your second pan, your second batch of cookies, make sure your pan is cool at room temperature. I do recommend spacing them apart. So this recipe, 2 tablespoons, I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I may do 6 cookies per tray. Of course, I never do one batch. I always do double batches. And so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is add the butter. 2 sticks of unsalted room temperature butter. Then we're going to add the brown sugar, 1 cup. This is a double batch I'm making. Then I'm adding 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/2 cup of sugar. I'm going to take this and really mix it up until light and fluffy. This is done by hand. Okay, add the vanilla. I forgot the vanilla. Okay, now I'm adding my beaten eggs. You definitely need a good arm to do this. A wooden spoon, a good strong bowl. Then the secret's going to be to chill this. I'm going to chill it halfway and then scoop out 2 tablespoons to I think 2 tablespoons of batter in balls while it's not too hard. And then when it's completely chilled, I'll put it on my baking sheets. So here you go. You see what it looks like? Okay, see that? So this is a double batter. You could chop up your own chocolate or buy chocolate chunks. This is large chocolate chips. There you go. See that? Of course, I'll have the recipe in the description below. Okay, there you go. So you see, it's nice and mixed. Very good. Take a taste. Everybody likes cookie dough. Good. I'm going to let this chill a bit. Then I'm going to portion out 2 tablespoon size of cookies. So that was fun, and you can see how simple it is to make the cookies. Make sure your butter is at room temperature, not overly soft, just room temperature so you could work it. You will need a lot of arm power. Another thing you need to remember is to chill your cookie batter. When it's halfway done, when it's halfway chilled, I'll start scooping it out. I like the Pampered Chef a scooper. This is the large one. It's 2.5 tablespoons. It's perfect size for most of my cookies. Then you'll let the cookie become firm, and in between batches, put the cookies back in the refrigerator. If the cookie becomes room temperature, it'll also spread. This is over 40 years of me baking this recipe. It really is a great recipe. Remember to cool down your pan. You could add anything you want in these cookies. You could use a Hershey chocolate bar and just break it up. You could use any chocolate bar you want. Chocolate chunk, chocolate chips. Of course, you can add nuts in it. I make nut-free recipes because my grandchildren have nut allergies. The larger the chunks, the larger the chocolate, the more uneven the cookie will be. When I bake or I cook a recipe, I read it over and over again. Even though I've been making this recipe for 40 years, I do so much baking and cooking that I always read my recipe a few times before I get started so I don't screw it up. If you mess up the recipe a little bit here and there, it'll still come out good. Even if you overbake it, underbake it, it's uneven. Use good ingredients, use fresh ingredients, and that's it. If you notice today, I'm not drinking any wine. Wine doesn't go well with cookies. I'm doing some of my homemade Irish cream, which is delicious. I can't taste the cookie, however, because I gave it up for Lent. I have another few days. So wishing all of you a happy holiday. It's Ramadan, it's Passover, it's Easter. So all of you be safe, be healthy. God bless you all. Ciao, ciao.